Hello friends, welcome back to this interesting topic of innovations in marketing and marketing of innovations. Today I would be taking you with or along an understanding of targeting, and I would try to project that by nature of marketing with the perspective of product and services associated with the whole situation with reference to the definitional framework of marketing, and whatever we have understood in marketing as of now before reaching to this subject of innovations in marketing and marketing of innovations. Somehow segmentation has been a natural thing which accompanied marketing as a whole. That is why in general we have been focusing upon marketing mix, segmentation, targeting and positioning. And I would try to project that how segmentation has progressed or evolved in terms of reaching to the levels of being micro, so much so that you may feel that segmentation has diminished by itself, and we are more or less focusing upon targeting as of now. Because while discussing this journey of segmentation towards targeting, we would realize that there has been a lot of innovation involved in this journey, and that innovation has a large constituent element to be seen as a driving force when we talk of innovation in marketing as a process. Just focus upon the situation as of now and let us see how things have evolved, and keep on thinking in terms of whatever we have been discussing up till now. Keep on thinking in terms of the concept which we have been building around innovation in marketing, so that we come to the same page wherein we collate almost every element of marketing with reference to innovation and evolution of segmentation into targeting. You see, the story starts, and this morning I was thinking that how would I demonstrate this story. So let us look at the situation wherein on one end it is market or people, customers, consumers, and on the other end we have products and services. Because services are prominent as of now, and I would be touching upon services in due course of time within the whole of this subject. So we must take products and services along as of now. Now you remember the story started from when we wanted to universalize the product in terms of standards associated with whatever we are serving or whatever we were manufacturing. As I told you that hand fabrication was there, and there was a lot of differentiation as far as the product quality goes, product structure goes, product design goes. So for universalization we started standardizing the machines and those kind of elements. And if you remember, before we discussed commoditization and consolidation, I introduced the factor that we went towards B2B structure evolving alongside when products were being universalized. Why? Because for universalization of the quality of products you required standard manufacturing procedures, and for that you had to have this B2B structure coming along equally in terms of supporting B2C, business to customer structure. So you were manufacturing capital goods which were standardizing production processes to universalize the products. That is on one side. The next thing which we discussed, and you remember, and this is how the story of segmentation is evolving, and I am just coming to that. And when we were universalizing, you remember, we were scaling up, because that was an enabling force. Here mechanization was coming in, machinery was coming in. So machinery not only brought in universalization or standardization, it brought in scaling up situation as well. For example, when we were weaving cloth with the help of hands, so the skill of the weavers was the main responsible constituent factor in terms of differentiation of cloth. So, a lot of differentiation in terms of within the organization was there, but when we brought in automatic or semi automatic, or let us say whatever you want to say as of now, without electricity, slightly automatized or mechanized machines, then standardization in weaving came up. But as soon as this is coming up, the speed is also coming up, and this is bringing up scale, because whatever you are manufacturing is being consumed. It is a product and production oriented market as of now, and historically all the marketing books tell you this. But where is segmentation coming? That is what we are looking at. So, as of now, when we are going through this, these B2B manufacturers, they also require further sales. Otherwise, why should they manufacture capital goods? So, when they are going for further sales, they are looking for other markets. That means the customers who are existing, that is one part. So, if they are consuming all the machinery which is being produced by B2B sellers, that is fine, but then after a particular stage this manufacturer does not requires more. So, they are going for further sales in terms of generating competition, or going for another manufacturer in terms of B2C. So, you have 2 competitors, you further have 3, and then you have several other competitors as of now. So, but as long as it is being consumed, it is fine. Whosoever is generating whatever kind of capacity, it is fine. Definitely price is coming as a differentiation factor here, but it is not required. So, everyone is enjoying similar kind of a pricing which the leader would have started, and somehow it is adjusted with the help of the kind of the market you are seeking for. So, there is a little variation in pricing, and the products are being consumed. So, as of now it is a good wonderful win-win kind of a situation. But here the story starts becoming slightly complicated. Then whatever happens in due course of time is a resultant of this scaled up situation. When we are scaling up, and then comes in the question of as far as costs, rationalization of costs, as well as margins, that is coming up, because machinery on the one side is enabling the process, on the other side machinery requires variable costs, on the other side it is depreciating as well, and then there is a life cycle situation which is coming along as far as the whole situation goes, and there is a difference in terms of as far as the life cycle of machinery acquired by producer 1, producer 2, producer 3. So, there is a variation between as far as what kind of market they are seeking. That means situation is becoming complicated, and to cater to this complication, people are looking at their margins as well as costs. So, costs, and as of now you do not have to worry much, you want to earn more because market is huge. You are actually expanding, and you are looking at market simply in terms of number of customers, which is quite big. Plus customers are getting used to this new kind of thing. This can be in terms of textiles, this can be in terms of processed food, this can be in terms of transportation, this can be in terms of several other things basically. So, that is where things are going on, and when this whole situation is coming at a larger level, and when you are expanding, then comes in the question of income. First of all, many times that has to be associated with who requires your product more. So, differentiation in terms of let us say age, education, gender and so on, and factors are continuously getting introduced within this kind of a sphere, and that is how we are reaching to a stage of demographic segmentation. Just a bit has been developed. So, up till now still situation is fine, but then further scale up, more competitors, more of the products, and somehow this situation is getting saturated once again. Now, you have fulfilled these kinds of customers. You see, remember one thing, segmentation is always about homogeneity. So, all we are trying to break the market or large heterogeneous market into homogeneous groups. So, it is largely about homogeneity, and up till now this homogeneity has been achieved in terms of as far as the income, age, gender, or a combination of that, or one of these or two of these, that means demographic perspective. And when you are further looking for, you are not yet changing the product and the product profile, machinery, the B2B, or technological development is still focusing upon this scaled up production. Although lots of technological upgradation started taking place, and that started giving product options as well at that point of time, but then you were focusing upon one kind of a product, and then you were focusing upon how to take it along. So, at this moment you started thinking in terms of further geographies. Yeah. Now, geographies. So, these kind of changes. Now, again this is adding up to the segmentation. So, homogeneity within that demographic perspective towards new geographies. Geography is getting added to as far as the situation goes. Further scale up. This is going ahead now. And when you are going for this kind of a situation, technological upgradation is going on, everything is moving ahead, lots of competition is reaping in. By logic, you are thinking of two things basically. First, you are thinking in terms of differentiation of products. That means different segments. So, and it is not just because that you are thinking that way, technology is also enabling you, so that you are having production line perspective with you. So, you have differentiated lines with you, and that production line is taking you towards different kinds of product lines as well as within line changes. You are moving towards product families, product categories, and so on, and you are going for different kinds of products, different lines to cater to same customer as well, because either you never want to change the geography, or you want to go to different geographies with the same kind of a product. You have now 2 or 3 kinds of perspectives associated with you, but then you have different kinds of products within the same range, or different kinds of products for the same customer. That is evolving now. So, that means there are multiple segments or different segments or same customer with different products. This kind of a situation is coming up, and as soon as this is coming up, differentiation within the product is also coming up. So, two major questions are evolving. So, the two questions are customer retention and new customers. Because here you are going through a product life cycle situation as well, and many of your products are going for growth, continued growth, but many are getting matured as well. New customers will take the life cycle ahead. So, customer retention and new customers are becoming a question at this moment, and you are also gaining brand strength, because you have customers up till now and who are satisfied and loyal to you. So, you are gaining brand strength. So, this is the situation which is coming up, but as of now you are going through several kinds of segments in several kinds of markets. But when you are retaining the customers and new customers are to be added, so you are focusing upon 1 or 2 more kinds of elements. One is behavior element, which is the response function, and then you are going for psychographic element of as far as the segmentation process goes. So, largely you are adding a perspective around segmentation, but you are focusing upon homogeneity. Either you are going for demographic, or you are going for geographic, or you are going for demographic and geographic, means combination, or one dominant element out of these 4 or 5. larger elements which are broadly helping you in segmenting the market, taking you towards homogeneous sphere. Excellent situation as of now, quite complicated, and world is full of products. Now you see, when this kind of a situation is going on, as of now also you are not looking for losing on the strength of one segment. You want large homogeneous group. So you are focusing upon adding new customers within that sphere or retaining customers, as far as the situation goes. That means you again are trying to focus upon customer relationship management, as well as you are going for holistic marketing perspective. Please refer to Philip Kotler's book and study what is holistic marketing and customer relationship management with reference to, if you want to go deeper into this. That means you are going for all around marketing strength by involving society and employees and retail chain partners, relationship, internal marketing and so on. Several kinds of elements are being added because you want to strengthen whatever you are pursuing as of now, but still homogeneity and segmentation is the main call, because from within that segment you would be targeting customers. So here targeting is coming along. I have not yet touched this word targeting, but within that homogeneous segment you are targeting customers. So those are your target customers, the customers you would be selling your products to largely. Now it is becoming interesting. You still do not want to get away from that situation. So what you are doing is that technology is enabling you to create differentiation within the product range. So you are going for very high end product and to sell to very small number of customers, and you are going for a particular niche which you are creating around a product. Restaurants, hotels, automotives, you have high end cars, and then you have cars for larger groups, smaller groups, but homogeneity is still there. That is the point basically. After a particular stage, many manufacturers realized that within this sphere also they have once again standardized the procedures. For example, at this stage, if you are using MS Office 365 and I am using MS Office 365 and you are a very rich person, I am a very poor person, how does it matter? Both of us are using MS Office 365 and it is a completely standardized product. Anyone can in this world can use it. So much of universalization that again markets are getting, the boundaries between the customers is getting diluted and diminished, and that we will be talking about in due course of time. So many products, I named one, MS Office, then you can have within the very large sphere, you can have automotives as well. Splendor is one of the largest selling motorbikes in the world. There are bicycles which are very large selling bicycles in the world. There Honda Activa is one of the largest selling scooters in India, and so on. So then again, diminishing the boundary between the gender, the income, and psychography and behavior and so on, large universalization perspective through maximum standardization has come up. Again we are going through a full circle of from where we started of universalization or standardization to once again reaching the same point through a journey of differentiation and breakup of several markets and so on. We have reached to this kind of a situation. Burgers are for everyone, donuts are for everyone, so on. There are several kinds of things which are coming out as far as the whole scenario goes. But where is it taking us basically? Now we have reached a full circle. But in the meanwhile, a new thing happens. Now you see, here we were focusing upon product on one side, that means producers, production, product line, product lines, depth, width, those kind of things. Reach to the customer, segmentation, homogeneity is still the call. Here we were focusing. But after this stage, when we have reached to the full circle, we are now focusing upon the market, customer oriented thought process, looking from that side. Once we are looking from that side, it is becoming very interesting. Why we are looking from that side? Because customer is more aware. flow of information is very high, connectivity is very high, comparison is there, reach is there, and customer commands now. So, here CRM just does not works after a stage. Here every individual works. That means you have to have the details of every individual, every single person whom you want to cater to. Whom you want to cater to? You have already diminished that boundary here somewhere. You are reaching to the universalization in most of the products. I am not talking of every product. So, you see, segmentation definitely exists for many, and that homogeneity within the sphere beyond a certain kind of a price also exists for many. But again, we are talking of a very large sphere of production and products all around the world. So, for large part of this world marketing, this is getting diminished, and once it is getting diminished, you are looking at several customers within this sphere kind of. So, once you are looking at every individual within a household, one elder person who is getting retired and wants a comfortable two-wheeler also purchases Honda Activa. One young person of 18 or license age, 18 years or 19 years of age, wants to go to school or tuition, she is also purchasing Honda Activa. A female who is working within the same house is also purchasing Honda Activa, and many males are also purchasing Honda Activa, but it's a comfortable scooter. So, probably you have 3-4 Honda Activas within one household, but they have different reasons to it. That is where we have reached in terms of as far as this whole situation goes, and simultaneously on one side this is getting the situation wherein market is getting more exposed and aware. On the other side, you have already generated large categories of products, categories, families. We are reaching to the situation of families of products. So, you have servers, you have laptops, you have tabs, you have there is a huge family as far as the product situation goes. So, on one side production is taking us towards categories and families, on the other side market development is taking us towards individualistic approach because of the awareness of the individuals, the comparison. What is happening here? That is the most important part. What is happening here is, if you will realize that earlier there was a situation when we were going for production oriented situation. So, earlier there was a situation wherein we were focusing upon substitutes, and then we started moving towards alternatives. Now, this movement from substitution to alternatives is sometimes getting reversed, or the line has completely blurred. That means, at first stage you were looking at substitution of products in terms of whatever you were using. That means you wanted this product in place of this product, and now we are focusing upon, for example, you wanted this kind of a house or that kind of a house, substitution in terms of as far as your own house or shelter goes. But then you started focusing upon not spending at house at this moment, and you started focusing upon spending that money on a child's education for that matter. So, that share of pocket situation, although it does not justify substitution alternatives as far as this example goes completely, but what I am trying to say here is that share of pocket situation emerged, and every individual's share of pocket is sought by marketers as of now. I have a disposable income of X. So, every marketer, mobile phone manufacturers, even OTT platforms, fast food chains, they are looking at that income, and here comes multiple level competition which is looking at my income. So, share of pocket situation comes, and everyone is targeting me as an individual. So, here you can say that my kind of individuals can be few, that can be termed as micro segment as of now, But if you look at it carefully, that logic of segmentation is homogeneity and justifying that homogeneous group with a profitability associated with that group and production capacity also associated with that group. Even if you have flexible production systems, then also you have to have a logic of raw material purchase and so on. So, if you will look at micro segmentation, then that logic cannot be justified anymore. So, you have to have, get away from that kind of a sphere wherein you are now focusing upon producing for every individual whatever cost or production perspective you have to generate there at that end. For example, you have a universal bun, but then inner fillings are extremely customized. I would be coming to these kind of examples which are very rampant as of now. So, micro segment, or you may say target. So, we have reached to a situation wherein we are focusing only on targets, starting from targets within the segment. This is where we have reached. And one more thing which I want to add before I leave you with this thought and join you in terms of how we are progressing, and then I would be reaching to the situation of targeting along with positioning. So, here the last thought is that in the meanwhile, when this journey was being taken place, companies and organizations, they are focusing upon branding. I mentioned that earlier as well, but they are focusing upon more brand strength now, so that whosoever they target and whatever they target with has a companionship of brand strength. So, people do not question. For example, if a shoe manufacturer focuses upon an individual customer with a particular kind of a model which are very limited in number, the brand strength actually materializes that combination. So, that also has emerged: substitution alternative, share of pocket and branding perspective. All these three things become dominant in terms of focusing upon individual target and segmentation getting diluted towards targeting. Either earlier targeting was the sphere within the segmentation. This itself is completely an innovation within marketing sphere if you will look at it. It has been enabled by several kinds of innovations within the process, and that is why we are focusing upon innovations in marketing. Now, I would be focusing upon innovations in targeting as well in my subsequent session, and then we will be focusing upon what kind of innovation traverses within targeting towards positioning and within positioning. But there are only two things now before I leave which you have to focus upon. Now we have reached to the situation of one to one. So, we are focusing upon one to one. One customer has to be focused upon, but then the question comes in: what to say, what to sell and how to do that. I will be joining you back with an insight on this which we have built upon right now in terms of innovations in targeting and innovations in positioning subsequently. See you next time. Till then, goodbye.